mediocre, like just like mediocre.
We're back. We are
Back again. We are fresh off of some travels. I was on a personal trip with my dad and my husband that we take every year. I was fishing during the day, working at night and in the morning. Monroe was holding things down as great as she could. I even enlisted my dad and my husband to make a social media video while out fishing.
which was funny. I laughed when I saw it.
My dad got a kick out of it because he's like not, and it
Yeah.
was the funniest thing because he's like so not social media. Like he's not on any of the things. But I'm like, we have to make a video. And he's like, oh my gosh, like my debut, like he took it pretty seriously. So it was pretty funny. And on the tail end of that, we swung into Lexington, Kentucky, and we did an event with Melanie Harlow for her new release. We share a publisher, so they were like, "Want to go?" And we were like,
Yeah.
"Of course."
Yeah.
So we had a good time. We had a great time seeing each other. We made Melanie go to PF Chang's, which
We love PF Chang's.
we love the Changs. If you wanted to award me lifetime chicken lettuce wraps for something, I would take them.
Me too. I don't ever get tired of them.
Me
Never.
neither. Never. It's like I'm always game for chicken lettuce
Yeah.
wraps.
It was my meal this last Wednesday. I couldn't even
Yeah.
remember what day we were
I
there.
know. I know. Well, that is what we normally do. I did not. I shared them with my husband, and so then I also had another dish, but I also didn't eat at all that day. Not smart, everybody. So
That's
I was like, give me all the food. But yeah, we had a great time doing her event with her. Saw some really fun readers of like 10 years. They've been with us since the beginning.
that was fun
That was really fun. And so now we're gearing up. We get to go on tour soon
in July.
for that book that's right over your shoulder.
Yeah, this one when I
So,
should have stayed. It's July 1st. We leave for tour. Our first stop is July 2nd. Are
yeah.
we can announce
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's when this airs, like obviously, everything will be announced officially.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
July 2nd, we are in it's Edina, Minnesota, but that's like 10 minutes outside of Minneapolis. Then we go July 3rd, we go to Chicago, the
Uh-huh.
last chapter bookstore.
July 4th, we're off because none of you are going to come see us on July 4th. And I don't blame you. Have
We'll be
your fireworks
traveling
and hot dogs and, stuff. We will be on a plane.
in airports, yeah, because we're going to Orlando, Florida from Chicago. So in Orlando, we are going to be at the New Romantic bookstore. Is that July 5th we're there?
July 5th.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
I got a bug
So,
in.
like, oh no.
It was my own hair, I think. I think.
We're hoping.
I'm
We're hoping.
hoping. Oh, I almost had a
Yeah.
heart attack. Okay.
Well, so if it's your thing, go see Mickey and Minnie and all of that, like, and fireworks, because they probably do a display on the
Oh, I'm
4th, right?
sure they do.
So, like, go see that on the 4th and then come see us on the 5th.
Then where do we go after Orlando? We go to
Well,
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
mhm. Yes. So, again, we're off on the 6th. We'll be traveling on the 6th. And
Yeah.
then on the 7th, we'll be in Harrisburg. Oh my gosh. Harrisburg, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
At the
The Books a Million.
yeah, the BAM there. And then we go to New York City. 8th.
And actually, our narrator for the first book, CJ Bloom, is going to join us in conversation in New York. We're really excited. We have some other conversation partners too that we're really excited about.
Yes.
Are we talking about them now or is it like,
One is finalized for sure. So in Harrisburg, Lucy Score will be joining us.
our pal Lucy?
We love her.
We are paying her quite handsomely in tacos.
Yeah.
That's maybe it might be a lifetime supply even. I'm not sure what we agreed to for that,
I don't know either.
but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. What are those at Taco Bell, the Crave cases? We'll just bring.
Yes. Party pack. They call them party packs now. And they used to be reasonably priced. Okay. We're going to talk about Taco Bell for a
Okay, let's
second
talk about it.
because I used to be able to go to Taco Bell. This is not many years ago. Listen to me. I'm like already starting to rant. It's okay, everybody. But I literally, it's not that many years ago. And I used to get like 20 tacos because it was like me, my boys, like whatever. And it was like leftover tacos, and we would eat. My kids love Taco Bell. And it used to be like $17.
Yeah.
Legitimately, that was the price. Okay.
How much is it now?
It is for less, it's like $35. Like a pack of 12 tacos, which is their party pack, that's what they call it, is like $21.
What are they doing?
It's crazy out
That's
there.
crazy. Like if you try to go
It's
to
crazy.
McDonald's, it's expensive.
Yes. I mean, everything is, right? We all know that. That's no shock. But the tacos, they get me every time. I'm like, this used to be like you're real cheap, you
Yeah.
know. Not anymore. Bleed me dry when my kid is like, please, Taco Bell,
Well, and
please.
your youngest just likes the ground beef and the tortilla. He
Yep.
was hard shell, doesn't he?
No, soft
Oh,
taco, meat only. No cheese, no nothing. Not a speck of anything other than the meat and the tortilla.
and then
But he loves those. I mean, he will
crush them.
crush them.
I haven't had Taco Bell in like years. I bet it's been 5 years.
I have it not often, but like way more often than that because my son, he loves Taco Bell. So like he does karate and some nights after karate, he'll ask, "Can we get it on the way home?" And then we'll get
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
Yes.
And sometimes I eat it and sometimes I don't. Sometimes my husband and I like already we're gonna have something else, so I just get him tacos and
Eat what you have.
we're gonna eat, but then sometimes we do eat it. So
We get Chipotle. Gonna get,
that's like fancy
you know,
Taco Bell.
like
hmm
fast food Mexican.
hmm
We get Chipotle.
My kid would never go for it. He's just a picky eater, everybody. And I'll tell you what, I thought I had something to do with it. I mean, not like in that really like off-putting way where like you're like better than people. I was never like that. But I I used to think I had something to do with the fact that my older child eats like everything.
Yeah.
I don't. I can tell you because I've parented them the same way.
And one doesn't.
Exactly.
Some kids are just picky eaters. I really do believe that. Sure, you can enable pickiness to an
Oh,
extent,
of course. Yeah.
but there is a certain level of pickiness that defies enabling. It doesn't matter.
I agree. I agree.
They won't eat is the
Yeah.
problem.
Oh yeah, and some of them are so stubborn. This one, very stubborn. I mean, he literally will not eat. He'll just not eat for days. If you were gonna be that hard about it,
You just won't eat.
okay.
Eat too much.
Me, I'm like, how could you not? I love the food. But he's so not motivated by food because I'm like, if I'm trying to like upsell something, like we're gonna go somewhere, and he's like, I don't really want to go,
Yeah,
like normally with a kid, if you were like, we're gonna go out to eat or we're gonna get,
I'm
you
excited.
know,
Yeah,
he's like, "Ugh,
I don't
why
care.
do we have to go out to eat? That's not a selling point for him.
Wasn't Craig telling him milkshakes today? Is he for
Yeah.
that at least?
Yeah, well, so that's for context, this is the first day of summer break in my household and in yours.
Yeah.
Yes. And we're adjusting. Let's put it that way. Everybody's busy. We're working. Everybody's working. The kid is just here now. So we're trying to figure out what to do with him when he would like to be entertained.
Yeah, because he's been at school 5 days a week. He's like, we got a schedule at school. There's stuff to do.
Uh-huh.
What is
Where's the agenda? And
gotta
I'm like,
do
I have
it.
to work. And he's like,
I think you need to skip that.
So my husband was trying to get him to go with him. And yeah, he's like, that sounds awful. And so he's like, but I have the best idea. We can stop after we do the things I have to do very quickly and we'll get a milkshake. And he was like,
He thought it over.
why can't I just have ice cream here? Is what he said. Because you have to leave the house.
That's
So,
why you will not leave your mother alone.
so that he did go on bribe of milkshake. But yeah, it wasn't as simple as it should have been. It was like, I mean, but I could just have some ice cream here. That seems cool.
We should bring him on mediocre and do some interviews.
Oh man, we'll have to do a guest appearance one time.
Sit and chat, tell us what he thinks about writing books. We'll get his
Uh-huh.
opinion. Maybe he can help us figure out what our next book is.
Maybe he will. He's got a vivid imagination, so perhaps.
That would be cute. He'd probably be a little shy though, I think, in the
He
beginning.
he probably would at first, but he drops that pretty quick.
Then he'd get on a roll. We'd be
Yep.
like, we gotta, it's done,
But
buddy. We're good. We got enough.
entertainment, where we wrap it up. Yeah, so we're excited
We're
that
so
we're going on tour.
yeah. Yeah, we are. That's right. We're going on tour. We do have one other event before the tour in
We
Kansas City
do.
for Penny Reed's release. What day is that?
June 11th.
June 11th at Under the Cover.
Yeah, we're so excited. We love Penny. Known Penny a while. We haven't seen her in a long time.
We used to see her every year at Book Bonanza,
Mhm.
and then that got done. Well, maybe that wasn't the right. Because,
Killed.
yeah, I mean, they just chose. It's not like they went bankrupt. They chose not
All
to
the
keep.
people didn't get killed. It's just, yeah.
No, Colleen is just too busy, is what it comes
Yeah,
to.
they just moved on. Yeah.
I might need to that part of the.
We're really excited about it. It should be a really funny time. We will try to also be somewhat professional so that we don't scare Penny too much, but you know us.
Though, I mean, I think she
She'll roll with it.
because we've been on a few like rom-com panels with her, and
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty used to us. That's the good news.
We got Melanie Harlow to talk about her virginity loss.
Yeah, I opened with that. Yeah, that was
Yeah, we opened with that. Oh boy. I hope nobody recorded.
welcome, Melanie Harlow. So, what was your first time like?
Yeah, that's
Poor
right. Poor Mel. Well, so it was at the Joseph Beth in Lexington,
Mel.
and they have a little cafe and bar, and they had specialty drinks themed from her book. We tried the non-alcoholic one, which it was really good.
Mhm.
And you were trying to get, I've never seen somebody make another person take so many pictures. You had her holding the menu of her
The
little drink, the drink.
menu, the drink. I was
Everything
about to have her hold a muffin too.
and she's just like you
She was doing it.
yeah, she was doing it.
Yeah,
But
good
Melanie's
sport. A
fun.
good sport.
But she knows with us. she knows how much we love PF Chang's, and she had already texted us and said dinner at PF Chang's. Like she already knew.
Hmm. Yeah, we didn't force her. She already knew it was coming.
Yeah. It's like a thing with us.
Like a thing. Oh, as well as flooding, right? That's a thing. Have we
That's
talked
for
about that?
sure.
So Melanie came and did an event with us on our first tour in April.
Yes.
And we've talked about our flooding stories, at least a little bit from that, where when we were in Mobile, it was like flash flooding, readers came through like floodwaters. It was like a whole thing, right? Well, then our next stop was in Cincinnati,
Yes.
and that's where we were, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, when we were with her. And then there was more flooding in Cincinnati because they had
The
like a
river was flooded in Cincinnati with
yes,
all that rain.
yes,
Because I went home for a short bit that day when we were in Cincinnati.
yes,
And a lot of my roads were flooded out from that. And we
yeah.
were telling Melanie at dinner at PF Chang's about how in Mobile, the second floor of our hotel there had flooded. And Melanie said, how does the second floor of a hotel flood? And we're like, we don't know, but it flooded. And the elevators had to be shut down, and we had to go down 20 flights of stairs. Cue to us all in Cincinnati. Melanie is with us. We're all staying in the same hotel. It's the next day after the event, and we had to fly out earlier than her. So we were up at like 4:30. I don't think she was supposed to get up till like 7 or something.
Mhm.
Mel was on the second floor.
We were all on the second floor
We
is the
were
fun.
all on the second
But
floor.
we left because we had to go to the airport early.
But Mel woke up to the sounds of rushing water. She thought somebody turned on her shower. No. The second floor of that hotel flooded. It was coming in through
The
the,
ceiling,
the
it was
ceiling.
coming into her room
Yes.
like
She packed up and just left. She had to pack up and just leave.
yes, and because then it was flooding in the hallways, coming through all the light fixtures and everything. And she said, "Never again will I question how the second floor floods."
Yes.
And then she texted us before this last event because there was a flood warning or flood watch for
In
Lexington. She
Lexington.
was like, "Guys, this isn't funny."
Yes. Yeah. Luckily, the weather in Lexington was fine.
It did. It turned out okay, thank goodness, because otherwise, I don't think she'd agree to do events with us
She's like,
anymore.
never again. No, I can't. Even if I like them, no.
I like them. We have fun, but it's a no.
Starting to feel like I'm risking my life whenever I meet. Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully in July, fingers crossed. No,
No floods. We're
no
hoping.
flood.
Yeah.
I mean, not really hurricane season.
It's not quite any of the seasons. I'm hopeful.
Me too. We should be like in the middle of the
Hmm.
season, but the weather's been weathering
It's
lately,
been weathering hard. Yeah.
especially in the Midwest.
Hmm.
You know
Yeah.
that more than I do, because Cincinnati always, it's like we'll be on on watches for, possible tornadoes, and we'll
Hmm.
get rain, but it's like the storm, once it heads our way, it like splits or something. I don't know. But you,
I'm in the zone for sure.
like the new tornado alley in Western Tennessee.
Yeah, it's a
Kentucky is being, what do they call that? Dixie Alley?
Dixie Alley. Yeah, this is Dixie Alley where I am technically, and like this area is Dixie Alley. So it's always been tornado prone, but yeah, it's been busy this year for sure.
Well,
For sure.
Kentucky got hit
They
bad
did.
last
Hmm.
week.
Yeah, it's been very busy season.
I watched a documentary about the Joplin tornado, and then what was that in 2011, I think?
Yes, 2011.
That was an EF5
Yes, it was
tornado.
yes, yes. They changed the rating system after that, so there hasn't been, well, shortly after those tornadoes in that time period, and then there hasn't been another EF5. But that's because they changed the way they rate.
So did they change it in the way they're like, oh, this is the new EF5?
Well, it's just some requirements made it just a little bit different is all. So like it's technically nothing has because
Okay.
I honestly couldn't even tell you all the requirements. I'm out of school. I went to school for weather, if that's new to you. But I was out in 2009. So do I have the newest information? No. But yeah, I mean they changed some things. I'm trying to remember what they changed, but I can't remember all the requirements. But
'Cause
the scale is
say,
different.
that's like, I would be like, what do you, this felt like an EF5. And they're like,
Yep.
well,
Well, a lot of them have been
30
high
years ago
end.
it was, but
Yeah.
it's not now.
Yeah. A lot of them have been high end EF4s. And I'll be real with you.
There's
Once
no
you're up,
difference.
it doesn't matter.
No, there's no
To the
difference.
people, it does not matter. It's bad.
The footage that I saw, I was seeing with like the Joplin tornado. I mean, it's like it was just gone. Everything was
Yeah.
just gone.
Yeah.
So,
It's not good. Any of those levels are not good.
no.
That's for
I used to be fascinated with tornadoes as a kid, probably because I
sure.
watched the movie Twister, which
Mhm.
still is, I'll watch that movie anytime I see it.
Classic. Anytime it comes on. Yeah.
It's
And
so
then the new one
cheesy.
with Glenn is
Yeah.
pretty.
We
Yeah,
watched that together when we were, that
we
was my
did.
first time seeing it. You'd already seen it.
I saw it in the theater. Yeah.
I still think I like the first one the best just from
Well,
nostalgia.
that's how it always goes, right? But I think that the second one had value in the same way
Mhm.
that the first one had value. It's like it's a certain kind of movie, right? It's not like you're expecting it to be something it's not. But I mean,
No.
it was enjoyable to
Heck
watch
yeah.
Glenn for a couple hours.
Did they use inspiration from Reed Timmer? Is that who they used inspiration from? Isn't that that guy's
I
name?
mean, yeah, I don't know if they like used inspiration from Reed, but I mean, definitely he's one of the major chasers with a big personality and with like the Dominator is his vehicle. So
He
he
goes
goes
into
in
the
the
tornado.
tornado. Yes, and he does shoot rockets like for science and stuff off in them and yeah,
But Glenn Powell's character just shot rockets for fun.
for fun. Fireworks, whatever his YouTube channel told him to do, I think is what he was doing.
Yeah. That was a good movie. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is about that first Twister movie. Like it just had all the right key elements, you know?
It,
Like it just
it
was,
does. It's a nostalgia
and
piece
it
for
was like it was my first taste of enemies to lovers romance. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, it's a good one.
I mean,
Second chance too, to be honest.
it's kind of like when I should have stayed. I mean, there's no tornadoes in when I should have stayed, but it is. I
It's
didn't think
I
about that
there are some similarities.
because they were married. They are still married. Finalize the divorce
He
papers.
did push him away.
Yes. You even think about that when we were writing when I should have stayed? Me neither. But like that's a movie we both have talked about a lot, like throughout the years. Like we
So
love
like Twister, the original without tornadoes.
is when I
That's the book.
hey.
Which I know it sounds maybe it's a little bit more boring without the tornadoes, but it's not. There's plenty.
No, oh, there's plenty. Man.
I had no idea.
No, I'm
But
trying
you're
to think.
right.
When did that movie come out? Like I was in elementary school, but
The
I remember
90s.
watching it and I thought, I became very fixated with watching footage of tornadoes, which back then you had to find a VHS tape. You know what I mean? We didn't have the internet yet then. You had to look at pictures of tornadoes and books, but what you really wanted to see was like a video of it.
Yeah.
Now you can find that everywhere.
Yeah.
And then the love story. I mean, I was cheering them on even back then at like 8 years old, like get together.
I know.
Love. You love each other.
We love each other. It's clear.
What a movie. And it obviously had an impact on us.
We had no idea how much.
Well, you became a meteorologist. The movie had such an impact on you. You're like, well, okay, I am a meteorologist now, but I need to write romance books. And eventually I am going to write a romance book inspired by this movie. Like you took
Without
it
knowing.
all the way.
Without knowing it. Yeah.
No, you didn't even know. Imagine if you had never watched that movie, what would you even be doing with your life?
I don't know. It's tough. Listen, that was part of our in when I was in college for meteorology. We watched that movie as one of our like in one of our advanced senior classes,
Yeah.
and our assignment was to pick out things that were not correct
Yeah.
and some other stuff. But yeah, I mean that was one of our fun assignments, like end of the thing, like just as a senior.
Watching it. We had to
Mhm.
do the same thing in nursing school with Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, I love that.
The first season of Grey's, is there any show that is that addicting?
It was so addicting back then. Oh my gosh.
That
Yeah.
first season.
It was
Oh,
like through season five, maybe.
probably.
I think that it was just like had a chokehold, you know?
I love Grey's.
Yeah.
Early season.
Early,
I
yeah, it was
can
so,
watch them all the time. Like it was almost up until, yeah, I guess it is like season 5.
yeah. I
I don't
feel
know
like that's when it was.
more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
there is a lot of things that are not accurate in Grey's, but it, who cares?
It's close enough, that we were watching and you can be like, oh,
Yeah, who cares?
who cares?
I'm here for
It's
the
a
drama. I'm here for
Well,
the
that brings up a good topic that we could maybe end on because we love to end on controversy and, downers
I'm here for this.
these days.
I don't
So,
even know what it's about.
so I think something that is like a big talking point in our career is fiction, right? We write fiction. How far over the line are you allowed to like blur the truth in contemporary fiction and still be like accepted as, you know, like realistic?
Oh, you
You know
mean
what I mean? Because there's always a disclaimer. It's in all the books. I don't know
yeah.
if you pay attention to it when you're reading, but like it's in ours, but it's in everybody's. Like these events aren't real. These people aren't real. The stuff is not real. So we're allowed to like do what we want, right? To a certain extent. People also like if you're not super accurate on stuff, they'll
They get upset. I see what
get
you're
upset.
asking.
So like where's that line? Because it is fiction, right? We're here to entertain. So
Yeah,
like I'm not here to be by the book, but like there is a line there of where people are going to get upset if you're not.
completely accurate. Well, for us, what we found throughout the years, it's always, which makes sense. It's
Mhm,
always when we are take a profession, for example, if it's somebody is in that profession, you do have people that get, if you aren't portraying it exactly what
mhm,
their experience is, they can get, it can be an annoyance when reading a book,
mhm,
which I can understand. I can understand that. But on the flip side, because I was a nurse, right? So I
mhm,
definitely, I did labor and delivery. I experienced a lot of deliveries. I'd even had to deliver 2 babies on my own that the doctor didn't
mhm,
get to the room in time. So I definitely know that world. And we have written delivery scenes.
mhm.
Are they 100% accurate? Not all of them. They are, there's a lot of accuracy, but there is a little bit of what do you call it? Like blurring the,
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of
That's
stretching
where
the reality.
that's that's where I like to be, I'll be honest. Like I want it to be real enough that somebody who is involved in either if it's like a something that they're living with. So like I don't even think we've written like PCOS, but let's just say that that's like an example, right? I want to be real enough that somebody's relating to it if that's what they're
Me too.
going. But I also like, I think there's room to be over the line a little bit when it comes to story.
Hmm.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I
that's how I
we call it taking fictional liberties because
am.
whenever we're writing a book, we don't always just write books with professions
Mhm.
from our experiences. Like that would we'd be done writing a while ago. You know, we definitely put research in before
Uh,
we take on that task and developing the character. But that doesn't mean that we're gonna portray it exactly as that research is giving us. Like we take fictional liberties
right.
for a reason, because sometimes take a labor and delivery scene. If we would write a labor and delivery scene how it would normally go,
Mhm.
you'd be very bored reading it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, women who have had babies, you're a rare person if you deliver the baby in 10 minutes from the time you walk in through the ER doors and,
Mhm.
done. It's hours. You get admitted. It's it's hours.
Mm, yeah.
So that's an example of when we'll just take a fictional liberty because you want the book to be exciting. The main point isn't the labor and delivery scene. It's, whatever that's creating between the characters.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a certain amount of hyperbole in fiction writing that is just,
Hmm.
in my opinion, I think in our opinion, like what our stance on it is that is going to happen for entertainment and story purposes.
Yes, we've definitely done it. And we definitely receive messages from people that
People, it's upsetting, and I can get that,
I
especially
do
if it's something.
understand that. Yeah.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, we take fictional liberties, and that's what we say. I mean, usually we respond back to those messages we get and kind of explain our perspective on it,
Mhm.
unless it's somebody who's really angry,
If you message us really angry, we probably are not answering you.
won't engage. You can kind of feel in a message where,
If
well,
there's a room or not room, yeah.
yeah, like it doesn't really matter what we say. We've obviously made this person really mad, and I don't think there's any switching that.
Mhm.
We kind of feel that out. Most times we'll try to send something,
Oh,
but
for sure.
yeah.
Sometimes it's over a line and you're like, well, I mean, I don't think there's much productive ground to be made here.
No, 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 no. We obviously just don't have the same opinion on something, and
That's okay.
yeah, that's all right. On that note, yeah, I think we're gonna have to end this week's chat. I don't even know what we chatted about.
Many things.
To go watch the movie Twister now. I'm not even kidding you. I'll probably watch it this weekend. Hopefully I can find it somewhere.
I'm sure. Listen, yeah, I've
It's
got
the
it. I have
original.
all my accounts.
Yeah, the original one. I'm
Mhm.
gonna go watch it this weekend. I have to. I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah,
That's
I
probably
recommend.
why I don't remember half of what we chatted about because once we brought that up, I'm like,
Just started thinking
I
about
started
it.
thinking about it.
Helen Hunt and
I
Bill
was
Paxton.
picturing the movie, the drive-in movie scene, and I'm like, I gotta see it.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye. See everybody next time. Mediocre, like, like just like